Okay. There you go.
Okay.
All right, call to order the meeting, August 7th. Welcome, everybody. Second item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Did everybody get a chance to review the minutes? And if
Yes.
so, we have a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? Minutes are approved as written. All right, number 3, Fall Festival, Saturday, September 17th. Exactly 1 month from today.
Yes. So I forwarded the board, the process and procedures list. As we talked about last week, I stuff to Paul under township staff, or volunteers. Most of the places where you see Veterans Committee or Parks and Rec Committee, I kind of just put that as, maybe we can see that as volunteers. All the letters have been sent out, other than the second round of sponsorship letters, which will be sent next week. We've already started getting sponsors in. We have a couple of premier sponsors already for the moon bounce and the car show. I have the veterans there under those because one of the things I've always felt like, I don't have the time for it. It was pounding the pavement with some of these sponsors to get them in for those events.
Do we have a list of the sponsors that you hit?
I can make sure I get that out to the entire committee.
Yeah,
With where the letters went. I'll make sure I get that out. I just didn't want to print this meeting. It's maybe about 180 to 170 businesses we send notices out to.
all right.
I always like to say, like, if multiple businesses want to coincide, if some of the events are rather expensive, like the petting zoo and the phone zone. Two entities could join together to sponsor that if they choose.
What's the cost of the petting zoo for sponsorship
It is $1,200,
and the foam?
$1,300.
That's a new one, right?
Yeah, that's a new one, but that one can also be held. They will come, and if we don't have a sponsor for it, they'll come. It will be no charge, but they'll charge anyone that wants to win $15 for a pass for the day. So for the 4 hours, they pay $15 and they go in as much as they want, but they would then charge people to use it, but they'd still come.
Okay.
Trying to determine how that will work. The other thing I wanted to get into is, so we have someone sponsored the face paint today, moon bounce car show. I got a second person that offered to do the moon bounce. I'm gonna inquire if they'd be interested in potentially being part of another one. Perhaps like the obstacle course or something, to see if maybe we want to give a little more and sponsor that event.
So,
Go ahead.
real fast here, so I understand this. The face painting, that's been sponsored already.
Yes.
Okay, should we like cross it out?
So that just came in today. That's why I'm bringing it
Okay.
up. I'll make sure.
Hey, George.
George.
how are you? I'm
Yeah.
there.
All right, so we can
Do
cross
right
out,
here.
we can cross out face painting.
We're being recorded, George. That's why.
Yeah, and that will coincide. So I gave this one as just a whole overall view, Marco, this one.
Right.
The larger sheet is just pre-event activities, which I've got owners assigned to, due dates, whether it's pending, in progress, or completed. Which I will update and send the committee tomorrow.
If I go to face painting,
I did this morning.
Okay.
We just literally got.
no, but I'm
on
just
this
saying, like,
afternoon.
if I go to face painting, then I go to the big sheet and it's gonna be marked complete?
Yeah, when I send it out tomorrow, it'll be more complete.
Okay,
That way it'll indicate
okay,
what stuff
gotcha,
has been
gotcha.
finished, what hasn't. I took what Shell used to do, and I'm kind of trying to break it down into pre-event stuff and event day things. So I'll make another one of these with the event day stuff, with where we need people, how many, so we can have those conversations.
Can we have the amount on there?
Of
So
what,
we know, like face painting, how much is that?
$200. It was on the flyer and registration form that the committee
Okay,
received to review.
so that's in our record.
So right now, we still need somebody for the foam zone. We still need somebody for
For the petting
the
zoo,
petting zoo. and the pumpkin decorating.
Yes,
Okay.
How much was pumpkin
I think
decorating?
Regina did
it was
that.
500.
How about
But
the
the 1 year we had it, we
obstacle
had 2 people donate 250 and both were there.
and the obstacle course is still open?
It's 400, but we have 2 people for the moon bounce. 2 people have committed $300 for the moon bounce. So let's
Okay.
see if one of them that came in later would be willing to switch to something else.
Moon bounce was 300.
Yes, the obstacle course was 4.
You give them the same price, I mean, if you want to switch them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I want to see how they come in and everything, and
Right.
we've done that in the past, but. You know,
Well, these are the actual costs of the,
these are those. if
Other
you're
people coming
sponsoring that
in.
Event, you're covering our costs.
right. So,
So those numbers were based on what.
Okay,
everything will
gotcha,
cost us.
gotcha.
So face painting, how much? And it's in progress, you say?
it's done.
It's again, some of these that I'm
It happened
talking
this
about,
morning.
I'll have to get out another one tomorrow morning to the committee, which will have everything updated based on what came in. If it says in progress, it means it's in the township's hands to do something. If it says pending, it means I'm waiting, or we're waiting to hear back from someone outside of the township as a response. And then complete speaks for itself.
All right, so we need 3.
Yeah.
And do we have, I understand what Dale's saying, do we have some sort of description on how we can advertise that to the people that want to sponsor? Like, is that gonna be on some sort of is that on the,
It went out on the flyer.
went out
It's
on
correct?
on the
flyer?
registration thing, it says what the.
it's on the
premier sponsors
registration?
get.
Okay,
And I've had conversations with Matt too, with looking at it with the discrepancies. And when we have the event coordinator, having conversations about trying to distinguish between each of those and give them something else on top of it. So if you sponsor the $1,300 one, this, like, trying to give them something that's above and beyond, rather than just the 3 stages. That way, if you give more, we're giving you more. So we'll have to have internal conversations about how we can manage that in the future. I don't think there's enough time to really dive into that this year,
no,
but
we just need some of those applications so we have them, so we can show people.
yeah, and I can make sure that the committee has them. I can print a whole bunch out
Yeah.
before we leave. Flyers and things like that. Like the main stuff I'm looking for from the committee, as far as some of these pre-event things go, is the pounding of the pavement for the event, because I think that's what will get people to the event. Is as much as everyone here can spread the word of it, spread the flyers around to different businesses. You know, hit up some of the sponsors, people you know in town to, you know, hey, would you want to sponsor this particular event? If we get those premier spots filled, that'll really take an ease off me, and I'm gonna start also putting out online some of those things when those spots are filled.
Okay.
To make sure it's out there.
All right, so we need 3 more premier sponsors. You're gonna give us the applications with what it covers in the cost of what's
Yeah.
left. So we can bring that to our circle of influence.
And I'll make sure that gets passed around.
All right,
As well as I'll make sure you get forward the list of everyone that got a sponsorship letter sent to them. Moon bounce, as far as everything else, the advertising, it's on the website, social media, there's a Facebook event now. The newsletter this year, because we're redoing how we do it. I don't think in the time frame that this is, we're gonna have a newsletter out to put this in. So I kind of just marked that as not applicable this year.
Do we have it out on the sign?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, that is in progress. Talking with Bob to try and have that sometime next week upgraded. As they get, we wanted to have a thing for school up there, so we're
yeah,
gonna try and give that some time and.
we usually do it, what, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out?
So, see if Bob we can't adjust that, you know, toward the end of next week. Going into September. Public Works is having the big hanging banner changed. With the dates, so when we get that back, I think we put it on.
Tony
D's
Tony's
on-
go, yeah.
Schoolhouse.
Tony Dorio, yeah.
So that, I think we're planning on doing that. Mark, I just ask you to check with him. to make
He's
sure
good, he's good.
He's good with
Yeah,
that,
Yep,
okay,
he's good.
just to make sure before we put it up, but they're getting that.
He's
Mark-
good. I'll just give him a courtesy call. It's this time of the year.
Yeah, and
He gave me carte blanche.
The Marco on the back table is the date placards for the little signs that go out.
Oh, the riders?
All the riders are right there
Okay,
that we have.
don't let me forget to take that.
So we have them, John, I used to do the 309 marquee. I can send him an email to see if he can do that again. And then George, if I send you the flyers, could you get it up on the VFW site too?
Yeah.
Get it out that way.
He told me he was coming to. Well, he has to be here for 6:30 because we're having a post inspection. Well, he doesn't have to be, he's supposed to be, so.
Can you, you're gonna email the flyer to all of us, because then
Yeah,
I
I'll
can
email it to everyone.
post it on Facebook pages and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
In reference to advertising, two things, is it possible to like, with the all the local schools or affiliated schools of the township? Can, they all have signs where you could, maybe they could put something up, hey, fall festival, blah.
Do they still do the Friday folder thing? Where they, instead of handing out the paper, they would just list it on their Friday folder for activities and things?
Yeah, the other thing, way out type of idea. It would be great if you had like little placards, put it on each of the police cars as they drove around.
that I have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, if need be, I could talk to the chief.
Yeah, I know you have a history with them too, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
we-
didn't know this.
Maybe it can do Blues Brothers style with a megaphone.
Yeah.
We're putting directional signs out. Like 14 days out,
Yeah,
at all the major intersections. Yeah, I'm not sure about the police cars though.
hey, why not? Like, look at that.
They've already removed the word police from their police cars.
Yeah, they did.
No, it's actually still on
I
there.
know, but
just
you
can't
can
see it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna, I was gonna say, question on the premier spots, it says Veterans Committee, and then we get the sponsor money. Who mans the booths? Who does the face painting, the pumpkin painting? Who are the people that run that? Does the sponsor?
so I was gonna have that conversation at the next meeting. I was keeping this focused on pre-events, but
Okay.
yeah, but the idea would be that they're at that area and we just kind of let them. I mean, like the phone zone, the Pennsy will have people that work for that.
Organization.
Okay.
There, they don't have to do anything for them. As far as the moon bounce, it's like, just sit here and watch it.
But there has to be people to watch, so nobody gets hurt.
Well,
but the-
we put up signs last year at the moon bounce saying, we are not your daycare, you are not allowed to leave your child here unsupervised. You know,
You mean
It's all
parents
good
have to
until
take
somebody gets hurt.
responsibility for their children?
well, I mean, like most of this stuff. It doesn't require a lot of work, it's just, they just be posted up near it.
They had, what's his name from Public Works supervisor?
Louis would sit
Louis,
there, he
yeah,
would sit there.
because there's these generators blowing air up there. And
Mhm.
for safety, somebody needs to man those generators.
Yeah, we keep someone around to do that. I don't expect anyone to do that, but
No, I was
Or it's-
talking more the face painting, the pumpkin paint,
there's a face,
town.
There's a face painter.
there's a.
That's
face
what we're
painter, so
paying
they take
for.
care of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the face
and that's
painter's
the
gonna charge $400. Does Del Rimmer Siding wants to sponsor
sponsors the
$400?
Okay,
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the way it
the,
works.
the biggest hit
Not
seemed
that
to
you have
be,
to do it, I'm just saying.
thank you. The biggest hit was the pumpkins. I think we all gotta agree, everybody got,
I
Very
agree, that's
excited
why I
about-
wanna bring it back. It was, the difficulty last year was the place we got pumpkins from didn't, and that's one of the things I wanted to see if somebody would take the lead on. We'll pick them up, but trying to arrange for us to pick up like a pallet of pumpkins beforehand. And someone in this community to get the decorating supplies for it. And obviously save your receipt, turn it in, we'll get you reimbursed for the costs of everything.
Oh, my.
and you wanna save that for next meeting, is that, or did I?
No,
blow
that's free. I thought you were talking, you were
Yeah.
talking about who sits at it with the event. I'm not getting in, trying not to get into that. I'm trying to get to how we get the event.
So you
Sponsor-
Everything there,
Get
Okay.
everything to that day and then the next meeting we have.
where do we pick up the pumpkins and when?
So that's what I'm
Someone
asking
needs to-
someone on
someone
the
needs-
committee to go take the lead
Well,
on.
I will
you
assist,
go
I have the pickup,
Well, I'm saying we can have Public Works do it. I just wanna coordinate where we're picking them up, how much they are, how much they cost. All that stuff.
So one year we had Detweiler do
Right.
it. Okay, and I'm thinking, well, he's retired now. He sold his farmhouse at Coleman Brothers.
Right,
So I'm thinking maybe getting the Coleman Brothers to see if they want to get involved with Touch a Tractor and maybe have them bring the pumpkins in
So-
Hazel Bay.
What we've actually
That was a
had,
hay.
Matt has actually had a conversation with Mike Coleman. Potentially about having them bring a horse-drawn carriage and hay rides.
yeah, I was thinking that
To
too.
the event. We gotta talk to it, but Matt's already had that preliminary conversation with him when he was in the other day. So it's a conversation we
I
had. with
don't
him.
think the Coleman boys grow pumpkins. Walt might have, but I think he's
He's-
retired to his
they're-
egg
I mean,
business.
They're hay,
They're
they're
hay, yeah,
pretty
they're
much
not
their
growing
thing, but-
crop.
Well, we do need hay.
but like I said, just call around to local farms that sell them and things like that and just find out what it would cost us to get a pallet, where we can get it, let them know when we wanna pick it up. And just coordinate it. Is really what I'm looking
You
for.
wanna take
someone
care of
to
that?
take the lead of that.
I don't know who I would call. That's what I mean with the farmers are
What about,
almost
what's the place up
impossible to
on
call.
611?
Heller,
Yeah, Heller's across from Plumstead, and then there's a guy up
Hellers,
in,
Del Val,
I can ask Noel tonight.
you can ask Noel, I'm just asking for someone to just take the lead on.
I mean, I'll beat the bushes and try to find
is that
a
Joe up
random
there?
pile of pumpkins,
No.
but I don't know.
wandering around
That's
over
no,
there.
that's no.
That's no.
No,
Speaking of the devil, I just said, no, we
Right.
asked him where pumpkins come from in this area.
There's a
We
place
don't
up
have
in
any guidance on
Nickerson?
who would grow the pumpkins.
but neither would I'd have to do the same thing, which is why I'm asking for a
Okay.
committee member to take the lead on finding
Yeah,
all that
I'll
out.
split that with you, Dale. We can
Okay,
both
so
make
we're on the
phone calls.
pumpkin search. The search for the great pumpkins.
Are these little pumpkins?
Yeah, just the ones that are about this big, the year we had it, it was very popular.
Yeah,
We set up some hay bales as a table and. there
Oh,
was
the
stickers
kids
and
loved
paint.
it.
It was.
where did you get the supplies from before? Is it just paint, brushes?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I think Regina, Judge Regina.
Regina helped. I'll get a little more information from Shell, from
Okay,
what she did, because Shell was the one that took care of it.
have her give me a
2
call.
years
I'll
ago.
take care of the painting
And,
supplies.
and when I send my follow-up email tomorrow, I'll make sure I have a little more information on it, on a couple of places we went.
Everything okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna send an email of places that you
Oh, it does.
tried already.
That we use, that we called in the past.
We'll
that
just
you
do it
could
from
reach
scratch.
out.
We'll just start scratch. We just,
Noel said, don't think about it.
Oh,
He's using the restroom now.
I can, I'll ask a few guys that I know.
Cause ironic, I'm thinking like Costco.
No, they
silly.
don't really have, oh, you're talking about pumpkins? They only sell the big ones.
Well, unless we order them. But I'll, Marco and I will duly noted, write it in the
I'd rather
minutes,
give the
whatever.
business to a local farmer.
Me too, but I don't know who has them. I'll try
Oh,
Gargus.
I'll ask one of the
But,
Goldman
but
kids
we
if
could
he
talk
knows
about
who.
Delaware Valley University might be a good place to start.
They shut down their farm, their produce stand in the back.
Did
Yeah,
they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
that
that doesn't mean
was-
they're not growing them.
But I assumed with some of their agricultural classes and things, they still might have some connections to area.
There's places
farms.
out in Newtown I know grow them. There's a place in
That's Shady
Bedminster.
Brook.
Shady Brook.
Shady Brook ran
Mm,
Del Val
There's another
Market
one.
for 3
There's
years
another one, not Shady Brook.
before they
So
shut down.
There's a couple of them.
My phone's telling me West Point Nursery is the closest pumpkin patch.
West Point, can you
That's
give
North-
me a phone number?
That's North Wales.
Also that place, the farm that does the ice cream,
Does it have a phone number? No phone number
way
for
out
West Point.
like West Point area.
Yeah,
Trying to think what they're called.
699
You're from Newtown.
0554.
I'm trying to think.
0554. I got that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not Tanner.
no, Tanner's is Newtown.
Solly's.
Do they sell
Solly's.
pumpkins?
I don't think Tanner does.
No, Tanner's does.
Any
pumpkin.
place that does the hay rides and whatever for, is gonna have those pumpkins. And I know the Boy Scouts used to go to this place all the time and I can't think of the name.
I think what we did last time was like a pallet of 500. I think that's what we had.
So
Oh, that was the next
You know what?
question. How many?
Well, and like I said, I'll fine tune the information. That will help you narrow.
500 question mark right now?
Yeah.
Marco,
You know,
500 question mark?
you know who might be able to provide them if we can't find a local farmer's Produce Junction over on 309. If you talk to the manager over there, because they're always selling that stuff for Halloween,
That's not bad, yeah.
Yeah,
and they would be able to order it.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all listed.
Can, is Shell in tomorrow?
Yeah,
I'll try and reach her, to talk about the supplies.
I'll try and put something together, and if you wanna, let me send it out and see if I can get enough and put an email together to everybody.
Okay,
So we don't duplicate all the work. Dale and I will call for the pumpkins,
Mary
and
Beth's
then
gonna
Mary
do
Beth will get the
decorating.
supply.
supplies.
All right.
Supplies for pumpkin
Excellent.
painting.
And then whoever gets them, if you get a lead, just let me know if I.
And
get it
again,
or-
any leads, any conversation, do the group email so we all see it.
Do the group email, we'll
Right.
coordinate, and then we'll come up with, if I have to get you guys a check issued through here to go ahead and pay it ahead of time, I can do
I don't
that.
think Marco or I care about that yet. We'll worry about that.
Well, I'm
You
just
can-
saying, we'll
I'll
coordinate
just-
all of it, pick up.
I'll
Got it.
submit a receipt to be reimbursed. That's,
Uh,
I don't-
Duly noted, everybody save
And-
receipts.
Just so everybody knows, the way John does it, it's not like Sue, so he's paying the bills every week, so if you get it
Yeah,
to
it's
me
no
on
big deal.
Tuesday, I can, we'll have a check reissued by that Friday.
Another subject, donuts, or you want me to still
No.
do that?
That,
No.
I'm not, this is, that's what I'm meaning by the next meeting, like when we get into.
Okay, deal.
the
I just
preparing
need to
for the
call
day
my
of,
guys.
that kind of
That's all.
So
Yep.
the big thing we just need that we need is basically the list of costs of the sponsors. Like how much
Yeah.
for the obstacle course, so we know, so if I go to somebody, I can say, hey, I'll put your sign in front, it's gonna cost you $500.
Right.
Mhm.
Or like you said, co-sponsor, we can get
Yeah,
two
if you
companies
can
to
get a
split.
couple that wanna,
Mhm.
like, I mean, I have to try, when's the next business alliance? I wanna try and get to that.
Well, that's why I'm saying, I want, yeah, we have to see what kind of involvement they want to get. I mean,
That's-
I'm on
I
that
wanted to
board.
come to the meeting. I usually try and come to the meeting before the fall festival to talk about
Right.
it.
You let me know what you need. I'll get the, it's the,
when is the date of the bonus?
17.
Okay.
Of September.
I'll talk to them about
Yeah, we
either
would need them,
donating or
For the.
seeing if they
17th of
want to be
September.
involved. Boy
That's
Scouts
our event.
also,
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
to talk to
17th of
them and
September.
see, that's why I was asking about the face painting
September.
and the pumpkins. Cause maybe I can get the, Boy Scouts to do the labor part, like the parents and the Boy Scouts help with the face painting, so it's not, or the pumpkin painting, so it's not mayhem.
Okay,
It's up to you.
Yeah, we can have that. I want to definitely keep that in mind as we get to the next meeting, because I think as we talked about
Okay.
that, we probably need to schedule
All right.
another one. We don't want our next meeting to be 3 days before the event.
That's what I mean, it's
We
close.
probably need a couple more.
I know Parks and Rec didn't
Okay,
have a
yeah.
meeting yesterday, but
But if-
I'm sure some of the, maybe
Yeah,
some of the Parks
maybe
and
you
Rec
could make
people
it-
could help out too.
Yeah,
Yes, at our last
Yes.
meeting we had in July, they did volunteer.
variable sizes.
Okay, does he have a list of the people?
I'll give him the list.
Okay.
Who volunteered. I know Kathy did, I know Jessica did. And there was one new person, I don't
Yeah.
remember her name. I think, I want to say Kim. Don't quote me, I don't remember her name, but
Oh,
she
it
also
was-
volunteered.
I remember who it was, and I can't remember. I can't remember, but I know who it was because Shell told me. She did tell me, I just don't remember her name right off the top of my head.
I'll get it to you.
But,
Okay,
as far as the booking for stuff goes, the moon bounce is already reserved, obstacle
All right.
course is reserved,
are you
the
the,
popcorn machine, face painter, petting zoo.
are you the person to talk to?
Foam zone's the only one we haven't fully confirmed yet.
Maybe we should have said 1,730 hours.
What was your name?
Right up there.
You're,
Oh, excellent, okay.
you're being recorded, John.
All right.
Okay, good. All right, we can move on.
Yes,
So I wanna go back to one, John, the 309 Marquee.
yeah,
You think you can call your contact and get our fall festival info up there?
absolutely. I was just in touch with him anyway about on a different matter for the fire company. So, yeah, absolutely.
All right, that would be great.
Good.
Um,
the event signs, Curry said he's gonna do it free. So we need to acknowledge that the signs came from displaying signs,
Just send me their information, I'll make sure they're included in
Excellent.
right?
everything.
You want the
And then you're gonna print out some local flyers, right?
997
I'll print out flyers.
0995.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would someone like, Steven, you think you would be all right doing the car show trophies? I'll get you the information for it. Usually we just use, is it Bucksmont Awards? They have one office, a shop in Lansdale.
To get trophies?
Yeah, we
Sure.
usually get trophies for the prizes and then we do gift cards.
Okay.
I can get you what those amounts and things are, when you think you can handle.
Yeah, you let me know whatever you need. I'll let you know ahead of time. I can't be here that Saturday,
Okay.
so, but yeah, whatever you need. I order trophies all the time from my fishing club, so
All right.
just let me know.
It doesn't have to be from Bucks Mountain, it could be.
No,
from
I
wherever
just,
you
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
just going off where we went.
I have a good arrangement with Crown Trophy online, so,
If you wanna go through them, that's
Okay.
fine. And like I said, just get me the receipts, reimbursables, and we'll make sure we get
okay.
a check back to you for that.
So you'll email me like,
The whole committee will have the whole thing. I'll put everything together in an email outlining who's doing what based off this meeting.
Okay.
That way everybody's on the same page.
And then when you respond to all. I know I'm guilty of not doing it sometimes,
Mhm.
but just. All right, good.
I did raffle baskets, figuring usually we shoot for 8 to 10. Ish, 8, being the low end. I left them blank just to see who would volunteer. I will always ask Kathy Scanlon how many she'd be willing to do. She usually could say at least one.
I know Parks and Recs, they're down for one. Baskets. Put me down for one.
Baskets.
Yep, baskets.
Put me down for two,
And,
Mike.
and keep in mind, it does not have to be baskets, okay? It could be like, a bicycle. It could be, anything that you could put in front of a jar. One year we had a dirt bike for a kid, like
Yeah, we actually did have to like.
yeah, thank you.
We did do that. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I mean, if you go to, I don't know, Walmart, or if you go to wherever, if they have a bike, that's on sale, or that's just an example. It can be just as well received as a gift basket. And then we put little boxes in front of the,
They also
Try the
call it raffle
baskets.
prize instead of basket.
rifle prize. There you go.
That way we're not
Yeah,
pigeonholing it
Yeah.
into the basket category.
Change it.
not themed for ladies bingo, like the last one.
Yeah.
so Parks and Rec, Marco, you're gonna ask Kathy Scanlon.
That's what I'm gonna ask Kathy Scanlon. I'm assuming with Parks and Rec, I just wrote Kathy Sexton, because normally she's the one that,
Kathy Sexton, yeah, she said
That's
she was, yeah, that's who's.
that's
gonna
who
do
I
it.
wrote
Yeah.
down. This is normally she's the one. that
Yeah.
does it.
Yep.
And as you're out pounding the pavement for sponsors too, you can ask them if they donate, like you go to a place, if they donate something. For it. And any of these places, you just have to let me know if they need a letter saying, oh, we thank you for. They want to get a tax write-off or whatever and need a letter on our letterhead, just let me know and I'll make sure I get that to you. To get to them right away.
Maybe Bill will bring us new little calves,
These new what?
calves. Cow babies,
Oh,
Bill who?
Mazika.
Mazika. Not to raffle off.
Lean deal beef.
So just update the baskets as we confirm with the email on who's getting the baskets, so you just gotta update this spreadsheet.
Yeah, I'll update this.
Um,
And like I said, where it's a little more vague, I'll get more specific.
When do we need to drop them off by?
I have right now 9/16, which is that Friday. But I can always move that up if everybody thinks it's better to, have them here by the Wednesday. or-
I'd have him here for Wednesday, just in case.
Township,
You can just drop them off here and somebody will take it in.
All right, good. All right, performance,
Marco emailed me about the School of Rock.
they're in.
They're in.
Yeah.
Babylon School of Dance is in.
They're in from 12 to 1. Now, going back to that, the School of Rock, the last year we did it was probably about 4 years ago. And then the reason is they had the festival in Doylestown was the same day as ours, and they played at the Doylestown Festival. And then we had 2 years of COVID. So we might want to ask Bill May. I know we had a wood stage for them. We had some sort of wood platform. And then I'm gonna ask the Coleman brothers if they can give us bales of hay for seats.
And we'll probably need some bales of hay for the
Straw,
pumpkins.
bales of straw.
Bales of straw. I'm sorry, I'm not a farmer.
Hay is far too valuable to sit on.
Babylon School of Dance confirmed as well.
Okay, good.
They'll probably have them go at like 1:15, be the last group. 1 o'clock after School of Rock, and then I'm waiting to hear back from Action Karate, who does theirs, and I'd probably have them go on. Before School of Rock.
Now, if Action Karate can't do it, then you can do.
Babylon can't be there till 12:15, so they're gonna have to be after school.
No, I'm saying if Action Karate can't do it, you might want to check with the one in the shopping center, the other karate place,
Tiger Schulman's.
Valeri's.
So Larry,
Valeri's.
yeah, I can send them one too. Normally Action Karate does do it. They're the ones that are there every year.
Yeah, like I said, the last 2 years has been kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Oh.
We had good momentum and then COVID kind of took the momentum out of the event, so hopefully this year we're getting back into it. I also sent all the touch truck letters. Obviously, police, public works for us are confirmed. I actually, for whatever reason, we send Bauman Crane a thing every year. They actually responded this year that they'll show up with a crane.
Wow.
Also a first student coming and then, and EMS is, the Chalfont EMS is confirmed. I'm gonna do my due diligence with Chalfont Fire again and Hilltown Fire and I will reach out to John Schmidt and Robert Bender directly about them being involved.
The Honey Dipper?
Something there.
George, the VFW, anything from them on any type of displays? Sometimes they bring old Jeeps, old
Yeah, I can see, I mean, I know, Dave, Danzler, I can see if he will bring his Jeep. I'll see him tonight.
yeah,
He
it'd
should
be
be here
nice.
at the first meeting. But I could reach out to that guy, Jamie. And see if he'll bring his, staff car. It's like a 1917 staff car.
Yeah, yeah, anything. I mean, you guys could put it on either side of your tent.
Good idea. Gotta go back one.
And then the police chief is gonna let us bring the monster.
The SWAT.
Oh, you have to bring the monster.
Let me think. They're having conversations about that because there's been conversations about getting rid of it too.
After September.
I'm not involved in those. I just know there have been conversations about downsizing it to like the smaller version of it.
Hmm.
But, I don't know what stages that process is in. If they're going to follow through with it or not, no idea.
All right,
Just know that it's been a conversation. Other than that, basically everything's moving forward. Like I said, on the 26th, I'm gonna send out my second round of letters. I'll make sure everybody gets the updated list of all the sponsors that got letters. And then, as I said, we're already starting to get them in. I'm hoping sometime next week to get everybody an update on how much has come in sponsor wise. I sent out car show letters, but normally the car show people don't really commit until the day of. Maybe we'll get 4 or 5 that will ahead of time, but most of them usually wait till the day of the event. Because they're not gonna spend $15 if they're not gonna bring their car out. So,
one thing on the premier sponsor is we used to do, and I don't think we did that last year, was the food court. I know WB Homes had their banner in front of where we were cooking by the snack bar. I don't think we had anything last year.
Well, maybe we can offer that to the petting zoo / foam zone type sponsors too, that they can bring another banner and put it in the food court area.
Well, if we get somebody, add that, get some extra revenue.
We can do that too, if you want.
Yeah,
And push for it. What you want me to call it? I didn't get a chance to compile what the food cost was, but maybe I can do that too with the email tomorrow and we can say that.
Be great if we get Costco to donate hot dogs and rolls.
I've tried that. They don't really, never really been a thing they've offered.
in the past, Acme used to do that a lot, and then Giant is a little bit stingier.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is a lot of the like chain ones are limited to a certain amount per quarter and it's, by the time we're coming in, they're like, I already spent my quarter.
Yeah,
So
But I mean, we can get a sponsor for the food
Yeah,
court. So why don't we put food court as a premier sponsor? And say, hey, you want to donate, X towards,
well, that's what I mean. I can look up what the food cost was for us last year and say, all right, if I'm gonna reduce hamburgers and hot dogs by maybe 50 and what would it cost? I can kind of run a general cost and see if we can get them to cover the cost of the food.
didn't we have Chick-fil-A one year?
Chick-fil-A came as a vendor
Mhm.
and had
They sold their,
they had chicken because we don't have chicken.
Right.
But I didn't see that as a problem because other than everybody really likes Chick-fil-A.
Mhm. Who doesn't like Chick-fil-A?
But,
Vegetarians like Chick-fil-A.
I have a few people in mind for the food court.
I'll add that I'll certainly add that to the registration form.
Yeah.
Um,
Food court sponsor.
doing the yard sale still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't, by the time we even thought to start having that conversation, we already had people inquiring about it,
Okay,
so. I wanna kinda see if the committee wants to continue that, but if we're not going to, I wanna start spreading that word. At this event, going, hey, this is our last year doing,
let's see who and what shows up because
but I think
last
that's,
year it wasn't,
There was
it's always an
12
average
people.
turnout.
yeah,
As far as the yard sale goes, normally we have way more vendors.
I mean, if they come, they come. If it doesn't hurt us, I mean,
what are we charging for a table for the vendors? I mean, for the yard sale?
Yard sales 5.
I think we could, not
I mean,
this
I
year,
think we
but
could
10
do all
bucks
of them
is-
up a little more,
yeah. yeah.
but I was not worried about that one, because most of the vendors at Shelp are little old ladies that wanna sell their wares out of their basement and
Mhm.
Yeah.
house that show up for it. But we'll have to have that discussion early on, because I wanna make sure we start removing that.
No, don't
option
remove
if
it.
we're- If we decide to remove it, that we're doing that.
Doesn't
early on.
cost us anything. They set up, they leave. It's around the baseball field, which we need the border anyway. So we don't have to put up a fence. They put up their cars and their wares.
I'm just bringing it up. It's been
Yeah.
a conversation about whether it's
I think the
a
idea
value
was,
added thing or not. because
it's a value added. I mean, it's maybe people want to go to a yard sale and they stop and they get burgers and,
Mhm.
it doesn't hurt us. We got plenty of room.
Multifunctional, yeah.
they seemed pretty lonely last year, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
They weren't, it wasn't, I think it's professional yard sailors showing up with stuff that wasn't really
They're
of
not really
interest.
yard sailors. Well,
They're-
we could also say it's that, it's just have vendors and the yard sailors can be part of the vendors.
Yeah, for, what is the vendor? 20
20.
and 5
Sales
for the,
5. So I could call it just yard sale vendors, $20 and just put them all together.
Get the A-frame signs. I know one year we put that, the A-frame signs that Public Works made. And,
Well, we have the one that Shell ordered, the nice plastic one.
right. But I think one year we put a A-frame sign for the yard sale, community yard sale. inquiry at the township on September 17th. That might get all these neighbors around here.
I think if you make it more than $10 for a table for yard sale, you're gonna scare people off.
Right.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
they could do it at their house and free. So to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
I could-
I've
we have
never
a-
walked around and to Mary Beth's point and everybody else, I'm just bringing up ideas about that because it is like the sort of the stepchild of the event where it sits sometimes.
Or you can make a delineation between vendor yard sale and resident yard sale.
No, we don't care, right?
I'm gonna stick to my.
Well, not for this
my
year.
method of, I don't really wanna be going, I need to see your ID when you sign up.
Yeah, they fill out a form, right? Send in a check.
They fill out a form and send a check, but how am I delineating if that person's a
Right.
resident or not?
And I think we want
Like, how
more,
how am I legislating that when I'm getting all this stuff in the mail?
Usually the check has an address on it, but if not, yeah.
But so, I mean, sometimes we get cash too, so
Sure.
it's.
and we don't really care. I don't care if they're
The
from
purpose,
Plumstead, set up your
the
stuff.
reason we added
Maybe
yard
people give
sale,
something to look at.
the reason we added yard sales is to increase the people in the park. To
Right.
show a bigger event.
Right.
Is the reason we added yard sales, and we didn't do it at the beginning, but. That was a way that the board found that we could generate more people, more traffic. And the more people, as they drive by, see more people, they're gonna stop.
Right.
So that was the concept behind yard sales, not necessarily to make money. But I mean, we can,
Well, I'm just saying, cause like one year we had like almost 40 vendors. And so it's not like we're running short on vendor. I'm just saying, let's evaluate whether. That's still a value added component to it, or,
Yeah, we'll see this year what comes.
Yeah, see what happens this year.
you know, it's just a conversation point.
and
other
again,
than
we're just going back to normal here. So, yeah. I'd leave it alone for this year.
Yeah,
That's my-
we weren't
wasn't planning
discussing
on
this
changing
year.
anything this year. I was just having
Oh,
a
it's-
conversation of let's, as we're at all at the event, if everybody that's here at the event, let's just pay attention on. Are they really getting the traffic that they need to make it worth it, or is it better to just get everybody all in those lines with the tents and everything, rather than have these separate spots for those?
I think if they aren't doing anything, they're not gonna come back. But
Other than that, we're progressing pretty good, and I'll try and have an update for everybody. As far as what's come in for sponsorship money next week. I get an email out with that, late next week.
can you send out the sponsorship flyer to me too? Because I don't think I got that previously.
Well, everybody will
just-
get it.
I sent to the whole committee, the registration form, the flyer, I think. I had this list of all the different, things that go on.
All right, maybe I'll just stop
But
by. You can
the-
print me out.
The flyer I have does not have the entertainment on it.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I was waiting this here. I'm trying to wait back for, Action Karate,
Okay.
so I can just determine the time frames of everything.
I mean, we're still good. I mean, anything outside of, 3 weeks is too far away for people.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably have them added, the Babylon and
School Rock.
School of Rock added. To it by the time I send it out tomorrow. With their times.
All right, good.
Did you get a feel on how many vendors so far?
No, and that's why I'm gonna wait till next week and see, because the letters just went out at the beginning of the month.
Okay.
Around April, was it August 4th and the 3rd, I sent out all the letters. So. We'll see, and I've had people inquiring since January. So I mean, I reached back out to everyone that had. Plus I keep a running list of everybody that participates and keep adding them every year. So I delete the ones that maybe move or. I get a return letter from, I delete them and I add any new ones that come.
Okay.
So I try and keep the list as up to date as possible.
Mike, can I bother you to send me that flyer again?
Mhm.
Um,
I will resend everything tomorrow morning in an email
Great.
to everybody.
I want to get,
Everybody will get it with all the information from this meeting, what everybody's doing coming out of it. That way everybody's on the same page.
I want to get it to, I gotta get it in a graphic form too.
Display.
The
the
309, the marquee, yeah. So I gotta convert it into a graphic. It's okay.
I need,
What does it need to be in?
JPG. JPEG.
Alright, I can get in that.
Cool. Or send me a PDF and I got a converter, either way.
Yeah,
Show off.
but yeah, I can take care. I probably have it as a JPEG, so.
And we wanted to run for the week prior to the event.
I think we did what, 2 weeks, like right after Labor Day, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up until. I think that's like 2 weeks. Right. Basically, a little less than 2 weeks.
If Lamar, I think, was it Lamar?
Lamar.
Yeah,
Lamar, if Lamar wants a donation letter, we can do that.
Yep.
Great.
that's why any conversation you have about giving a basket or a donation from some business and they need that, you just let me know and I'll make sure you have a letter that day.
Good.
To get
Thank
back to them. And just let me know what they say the monetary value is and I'll have a plug and play letter ready that I can start distributing to everybody. I'll make like a template that I can just slap a name of a business in and the dollar amount and send it off. Maybe I can do, maybe I'll write that tomorrow and distribute that with the rest. That way you all have it and you can fill it in at your own leisure.
Sounds good.
All right, all right, so good. You guys want to regroup again?
Think we better.
On the 31st?
The 31st was the day I had as the next, probably the next day that made the most sense to meet on, because it doesn't make sense to come back next week right away. I think we need to give.
No, I would do the 31st. I think there's enough to do that we can do a lot of completion on this.
And the way the new agenda rules work, I need a motion and a second to amend the agenda. To add a motion to convene a new meeting on the 31st.
So moved.
Second,
All there.
Aye.
all opposed? All right.
And then a vote on holding the meeting now. Now that we added it to the agenda.
How do you
Can we have a vote on that?
Make a motion, hold the meeting on the 31st.
Make a motion to hold the meeting on
Second.
31st.
Second, all approved.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All
There.
opposed?
Does that work
All
for
right,
you, Mike?
motion carried.
Just trying to be technical by the new rules, all right? When you amend the agenda at the meeting, you have to amend the agenda, and then you have to approve what you put on the agenda.
In that order.
Yes. We're on video, so we got it all documented here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to follow through. My solicitor will yell at me.
All right.
Try doing that 4 times with, yeah, anyway, okay.
All right. Anything else?
Anything else? Do we have any news from the DFW side?
Now, do I have a list of what positions?
I'm gonna work on that for the next time. I'm trying to focus on free events and now I'm gonna move into what we need. I'm trying to make another one of these. That's for the event and break it down into stages that way. I'm parsing my way through Shell's old one and trying to put it into Mike's organization. Yeah.
Oh,
She's in the Philippines, isn't she?
No, she's back.
She's back?
Yeah.
Wow, that was fast. All right, anything else? Motion to
So
adjourn?
moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion to adjourn. Motion to get.
Thank you all.
Sorry.
No problem, John.